guys, are we ready? I'm going to turn on the overhead lights. 1, 2, 3, go! Woohoo! Wow, look at that! Oh my god, that is amazing. Wow. It's still not totally dark, but they will get even brighter, I think. And there's the other side. Amazing. Let's see if I can walk backwards all the way without bumping into anything. Oh, it's a long way. Here we go. I'm nearly at the end. Okay, there we go. I'm at the end. What do you think? All set for the wedding. It looks so pretty. Gorgeous. G'day guys, welcome back. How's everyone doing out there in YouTube land? I'm doing really good. So hopefully everyone's staying safe and you're happy, making the best out of what you've got. Now, today I am going to do something along the lines of the black and white that I've been doing recently, because I've been doing a few with the black and white and I've been enjoying it. So this is going to be really simple, but I think really elegant, okay? As Melly D says, hey Melly, simple is best. Right, I'm using the Barnes Clariti, and I'm going to do, as I said, black and white. These three are going to be black. These three are going to be white. And I'm just going to fill them with black resin and white resin and then let them rest for about 4 hours. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a clear coat over them with some gold leaf mixed in. How cool does that sound? So it's going to be like 2 layers, and the top layer is just going to have this beautiful shimmery gold like floating all through it. So that's what I'm going to do. Does that sound pretty good? Got my resin here. It's not a very bubbly resin, as you can see. There's no bubbles in there at all. Maybe tiny little micro ones, but they'll come to the surface. Now, let's pour resin into these. Try and get them as similar as I can. Actually, I'll put them next to each other, then I can see if they're the same. And one little heart can be black and the other little heart can be white. Hey, how cool is that? Do you guys like my mold that I made? Hopefully it'll be in production soon. I'm not taking orders just yet because I'm still in early days. But as soon as I am ready to take orders, I will let you guys know, okay? So you can get yourselves one of these babies. Right, I'm just going to wipe my stick so that I can keep it again, because it's good if it's already got resin on it, because then it's not going to release bubbles, because timber that's just raw timber tends to release a lot of bubbles. So like that one hasn't been resined yet. Right, I'm going to move the gold out of the way because we're not using that just yet. I'm going to use the LeRez pastes. I've got white and I've got black. Okie dokes. So I'm going to need quite a lot, I think, because oh, now this whole mold here usually takes about 500 grams of resin. So I've got half of that, about 250, or just under. So in each cup's 125 grams. Okay, so I want it decent, I want it nice and opaque. So I'm going to do I'm touching the bottom and I'm scooping what I can and putting that in. And we'll see what it looks like. I want it nice and opaque. Same with this one. Touch the bottom, scoop out as much as I can, pop it in. Let's see how that goes. And if it's not opaque enough, I can add more, but I want it really opaque. Like you don't want to see through it, as opposed to transparent that you can see through. So I may have to add more. I want it a really, really nice, dark, midnight black. And I'm actually going to put in some more. I'm just going to wipe the end of my stick with my paper towel. Put another one of those in, another big scoop. All right, it's running out. Susanna, I need some more. She sent me this little sample one because she didn't have any black in stock. But I need some more. She's been very lovely, the Susanna Danks from LeRez. She sent me quite a few samples. I will, I'll try and remember to pop her her link for LeRez underneath. I have added it in quite a few videos and sometimes I forget to add it, but it's LeRez Expressions. You can Google it. Now let's stir in the white. And I'm going to add the same to the white. I'm going to do another big scoop. Because when I did that black and white ring pour, my white wasn't opaque enough. I didn't feel as if it was opaque enough. Alright, I'm just going to wipe this end of the stick and then we'll another big scoop. The motorbike just went down the side driveway. Okay, let's stir that up. Now hopefully I've worked out my quantities that I've got enough to do. I mean, I didn't want to have too much resin, you know, because I'm only doing half now. And then, what's the time? Oh, it's only 12:15, midday. So I might be able to do the next layer later on tonight because this resin actually sets up pretty quick. Like you can actually demold it like after 12 hours. And it's not bendy, but at 4 hours, or even if I do it after dinner tonight, you know, like 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, it'll be hard enough for me to pour the extra layer on. Because for me, I don't like to do things like that's going to go over 2 days. I want to do this today and then unmold tomorrow and then I want to start a new project. So for me, I don't like those, what's that? Oh, it's just a shadow. I thought, what's that on top? It's just a shadow. Yeah, I don't like the resins that are still bendy after 24 hours and you can't take them out and paint the edges. I thought, oh, it's not mixing, but it's just a shadow. All right, let's get to this. I think I've mixed them enough. Nice and opaque. Right, so the top, you just sit there for a minute and I'm hoping these aren't going to give me striations like, you know, mica powders do because I don't want that. I just want a block color. We'll see. We'll see how we go. All right. Let's pour, I'm just going to pour a little bit into each first. So I want to make sure that they're all the same. And yes, you can have a little bit too. I'll put half, fill you up halfway. Oops, oh, that's gone over half. I wonder if I can get some out. Because it was still flowing and I was putting some in there. Where's my teaspoon? I'm going to take some out. Otherwise I'm not going to have enough room for the gold. It's probably about 3/4 full. And it's not as deep. Oh, yes it is. Yeah, it's the same. These are all 6 mil deep. These coasters. 6 millimeters. I don't know what that is in inches. Point something of an inch, I don't know. Alright, now, I made a baby wipe. I've made a mess on my clean mold. There we go. Right, Let's fill you up now. Make sure everything spreads out to the sides. And then once they've all spread out and they're all touching the sides, then, you know, but in theory, they should all be the same, hey? Once they're all touching the sides. Go, you good thing. So you're covered, you're covered, you're covered. You could do with a little bit more, actually. Look at that, that was pretty good going on my behalf there, my measuring. And I was having a look from the side here to see which ones may need a little bit more. I think that worked out really well, that amount. Look at that. Is she any good? No. All right, so that's that one. I'm just going to wipe off my little spoon so I can hopefully use him again. I don't have many of these. I actually don't know where they came from. I think somebody must have sent them to me, little samples. All right, let's torch. Not too close. The bubbles will keep coming up for about half an hour or so, so I will keep torching them because I don't want to over torch now. So I'm just looking at it across the surface there. I've probably got about, yeah, it's probably about half full. All right, this is getting quite warm, this resin. I can feel it. It's because it's such a deep amount. Like there's a lot in there. All right, same. Do a puddle, and a puddle, and a puddle. Doesn't look very interesting at the moment, does it? I know, it's not like, you know, I'm looking at getting striations or anything. It's just black and white. But, you know, sometimes simple is best. And I'm just going for a really simple, elegant look. Right, now let's try not to overfill this little guy. I'll let him just spread out on his own. All right, let me have a look, compare him to the black one. We can have a little bit more, just a touch. There we go. Be careful not to drip white into my black, hey? That wouldn't be very good. All right, you need a bit more. Oh, look, if one's got a tiny little bit more in than the other, it's not really going to matter because you're going to top coat them anyway with a layer of clear. And then you can take your clear right up to the top so that they're all doming, so that when the resin dries and shrinks a bit, it doesn't give you that little lip that then you have to sand. So I like to take them right up to the top when I do my next coat so that they do dome. Okay, so there we go. Let's torch, and then that's the first layer done. And I'm going to have to come back. I'll come back in about probably every 10 minutes just for the next half hour, and just to do some torching. And then I'll do the next layer. So I'm just going to cover it with my plastic drawer. This is it's like a little box, and it's got 2 drawers in it. This is just one of the drawers that I used as, you know, covering them. It's a great little size. All right, that'll be it for me for now. I'll see you in 4 hours. Hey guys, I'm back. Hello. Did you miss me? It's been like 5 hours. Right. No, I'm not going to touch them. I might leave a fingerprint. I did just poke it with this little stick just to see if it was, you know, hard enough to pour on, and it is. Now I've got my gold, and We'll pour some resin in there. I'm not going to use all the resin. A, because I think I might overflow, and B, I might want to add some clear, just plain clear. Now, I don't want this to be ultra thick, like gold-wise. Don't even know if you can see what I'm doing on the side there. Or did I leave enough room? Let me just move you over a tad. There we go. Then you can see my cup. Move my torch out of the way. There's my cup. Okay. So I've got it so that the gold is really suspended and floating, like it's not a thick paste. Because I want it to be nice and flowy. I'm not trying for a center of gold here. I just want the gold to be nicely kind of spread out. And I'll put a little bit more in, so I probably got 2/3 of a cup of resin with gold. Now if I end up having too much, I'm going to put it in I'm going to put the leftover resin in my pyramid mold, and that'll probably fill it up, I guess. Okay, there we go. It's looking good. All right. And my only concern is that the flakes poke out through the top, but they should be all right. I'm just going to do one at a time and spread it to the edges. I'm just worried that if I don't spread it, this new ring of resin the new layer of resin might cause a ring where it's sitting there, like if it sits there too long, because that happened once before. Oh, look at that, you guys. That is exactly what I wanted. Oh, wow. Thank you, resin gods. I love you. Look at that. Now, if you find that there's a little piece, that's too big or that's poking out, you can break it up a bit. Don't push too hard, because remember, the resin underneath, the black resin, is still soft. So, if you had to push on it too hard, it would make a dent. So either pick it out or gently try and break it up. But look, I think it's nice having different sizes. You don't want everything to be exactly the same size. Okay, so I can fit a little bit more into that, but let's see how we go. Now give it a good stir so that everything's kind of suspended and not sinking. Because I don't want it to be sinking. Otherwise we'll get just plain resin with no gold in it, if the gold's all sunk to the bottom. So give it a good stir just before you pour. Okay, well that one's pretty good. Don't really need to do much to that one at all. Oh, let's keep going, let's keep going. Oh, stir. I had another idea. I've got the set of black, I've got the set of white. I want to do one half white, half black. So when I unmold these, I'm going to do another, just 3 probably. Half white, half black. And then do the same with the gold over the top. Because I think that would look really nice. Then I'll have a set of 9. That's okay. If you have a big gathering, you've got lots of coasters. Now, if you're not using resin that's heat proof, this one's not, you'll just have to say to people, it's just for cold drinks, don't put your hot coffee on it. If you did want to use these for hot drinks, instead of using the Barnes Clariti that I'm putting on again, you could use a heat resistant resin for your top layer. And you can do that. I just want to unmold these tomorrow morning, and I know that the Barnes Clariti will be ready to unmold tomorrow morning, whereas if I use one of the others that is heat resistant, I won't be able to unmold it tomorrow because it'll still be too soft. So that's why I chose not to. All right, let's move on to the white. Here we go. Let's see how that looks. Oh, look at that. Totally different look, but still so pretty and delicate. Elegant. Don't you think? Do you agree? Oh, I'm loving these. I think I'm going to have to make up a little bit more resin. Probably didn't make up enough. You know, here was I worrying that I was going to do too much. Because I still need to do the other two and then the little hearts. And then just top up a little bit. So what do you think so far? Do you like the gold with the white? Or do you like the gold with the black? That's probably going to fill that one up. So yeah, I do need to make up a little bit more. Push that out. If I have enough resin, then I can fill them right up to the top, and we can have them mounding. And then I won't have any sharp edges. That one looks as if it needs a little bit more gold. I'm going to take my gloves off now and put some more gold flake in my cup. Oops. Actually, wipe my hands on my pants first to get the dust off, because these gloves have got, you know, the gloves have got that powder on the inside. And I don't want to put any powder in my resin. I just find it easier just to do this with my fingers. Whoops. Got a whole big clump there. You need to break them up. Don't put a big clump in. Otherwise it'll be difficult to stir and break up. You don't want to end up with a big clump. Okay, I think that'll do. Now I've only got one more coaster to do, haven't I? Let's get my gloves back on. Pour a little bit more in. Now it's going to be a little bit tricky, you know, working out the ratio, because I don't want this one to have less gold in it. Actually, I might put a few more little bits of gold in there, because I want to add a little bit more to those white ones. They don't, to me, they don't seem as if they've got enough. I think maybe it's all kind of flowed out onto the black ones. Do you think? Or am I just imagining that? I'm just dipping my resin tipped coaster stick into the gold to pick up a few more pieces. Okay. So now that's looking a little bit too thick, I think. I might have put a bit more, a bit much in. It's starting to get hot. My little cup of resin is getting hot. All right, give it a quick stir, tip it in. Yeah, see, that's better. It's got more gold in it, hasn't it? I'll try and get a little bit more into the other coaster, but so doing that's going to be tricky though, because it's already pretty full. Ease it into the little edges there. How do I get the flake out without putting more resin in? I don't. Whoops, there's a big blob that wasn't stirred up, so we'll get rid of that. Not quite sure how to get some without getting the resin. And there's a blob as well. See the blobs, if you don't separate your leaves, you get these blobs. Just going to have to pour more in and hope for the best, so that we've got a little bit more gold in there. That looks better, doesn't it? And same with this one. Try and get a little bit more gold in there without it overflowing. And I do need to remember that I've got my little hearts to do as well. You don't have to, they're just there, they're just little extras, little gifts, little pieces of love. My heart to you. There's another blob in there. Where did it go? Oh, I can pick it out later. Now I don't want to overfill this, so I'll just ease it to the sides. Fills up quickly, and it's only a little thing, and before you know it, you've overflowed it. So just got to be a little bit easy on it, a little bit careful. Oh, I just love that with the black so much. It's just so striking, isn't it? And the white's pretty too, but it's just doesn't compare to the black with the gold, that's for sure. It's just striking. I love it. I could eat it all up. Now, I don't want to put any more gold onto the black ones. I think we've got enough. Now I'm going to take some out. I think we've got enough gold in the white. They all look relatively similar, don't they? I think I might have put a little bit too much in this one now. So I've got a little bit of gold left, and got a little bit of clear here as well. So I might try and, if I can, I know it's going to disrupt a little bit, but just pour it in ever so gently, tiny little thin stream, just to bring the height up to the top of the mold without dislodging the gold too much, because I would like it to mound. That way when the resin dries and shrinks away from the sides, we won't get that little lip. There's just a big blob there. So if there's a big blob, it may sit up too high and you might not have a flat, smooth surface. So you've just got to be aware when you're doing the two layers like this, not to, like to leave enough room for your top layer that your gold can actually sit in there without poking out through the surface. Do you know what I mean? Oops, that's about to go over. That one is pretty full. You're mounding, you could have a little bit more. Really pushing the limits here. I don't think I'm going to have any left for my poor little pyramid mold. I'm just standing back and looking at it across the top, looking at it with the light shining on it, then I can see which one needs a little bit more. I hope none of them are overflowing. And I don't want to scrape my cup out just because I might have some bits in there that haven't mixed properly. So that will be it. So look at that. That's all I've got left. Woohoo! That was well organised, wasn't it? Very good, Julie. Okay, let's torch. Take you down for a bit of a close-up. I will come back in about 10 minutes and pop some more bubbles as they rise to the top. Oh, love it. Oh. I guess the other thing is, I need to just push this back a little bit. I think when I put the clear in, it kind of pushed it away from the edges there. So just maneuver the gold flakes so that they're distributed equally. I think they might want to get stuck in the edges. It's going to add a few more to the sides there where there's that gap. Okay, how are you looking? Yeah, you're okay. Might just have to that one's okay. Just sort of trying to get them to look a little bit even. Just where I poured that clear in, it's kind of moved a few of them away. Oh, love it, love it, love it. All right, I'm going to get you down for close up. I'm not sure if some of them, I've said that before, haven't I? I'm not sure if they'll kind of stick to the edge, whether they want to congregate to the edge there. But see, generally, resin wants to go from the outside in, so I don't know. But I guess once they're touching the sides there, they might not want to move. I'm just going to turn off that ring light. Okay. There's that other nasty light. Okay, autofocus. There we go. Right. Let's have a look. It's not much to see really. It's just black with some gold on it, but it's really pretty. I'm going to try and take you down so that you can see the mounding as well. Hopefully you can see that. And there's the white. The gold just looks amazing, just floating around there. Oh, there's a bit of a gap there. I should fill that in. There's a little black heart. All right, let's see if I can get you down. Can we see the mounding? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's a bit tricky because of the light, the window, but hopefully you can see that it's mounding. See the edges on the left there? You can see those. They've got light shining on them. And then, yeah, it's a bit hard to see. All right, I'm going to cover these babies. I'm going to torch them again in a little while. And I'm so looking forward to getting them out tomorrow. So I'll catch you then. Stay safe. Hey there. I'm back. I didn't notice when I was doing this that I had some overflow across here from the little heart. I obviously overflowed it and it got stuck there. I've got this tiny little bit of resin that's over the top and it's actually stuck to my mold, so I'm going to have to try and when I've taken everything out, I'll put it in the freezer and see if I can get it out. Otherwise, it's just going to have to stay there. But there's the little heart, and got a little bit of a blank spot there where the leaves have moved. That was the area where it sort of overflowed, so I didn't go back and check it. But anyway, there's the first little heart. Oops, stuck down. Right, hopefully this will come out nice and easily. These have got my rock edge on them. There we go, look at that. Wow, it's so pretty. I'm sorry if it's a little bit dark in here, but I'm in my garage studio. Oops, there's the side. You can see those rocky edges there. I've got a lovely dome. That's like there's no lip on that at all because I filled them up so full. That's the edge. Pretty, huh? And obviously the back is just white. All right, let's get this next one out. There's a few little bubbles along the edges there that got trapped. I didn't actually go around with my stick into all the little edges to release the bubbles, because I thought, oh, it's white, you know, you're not going to see the bubbles, but yeah, you can see them. I mean, you could sand those along the edge there. There's little bubbles along the bottom there, if you particularly wanted to. So that's it there. I'll go around the other side for this one. I'm not leaning across. So I'm going to paint the edges in gold. Let go. Oh, I've got a bit of overflow there as well. Look at that. A little bit of overflow. I'll get that one later. I don't want to pull it. Let's try this one. Let's have a look at the black ones. These ones are my favourites. The gold just looks amazing against the dark background, doesn't it? There's the side. It looks as if my black layer is thicker than my other layer, isn't it? Like if you look at it that way, it's probably not quite half-half, 50-50. So I'll remember that for next time when I do these, if I do them again. Yeah, it's probably not quite half. Love it. All right, let's get this next one out. Comes out nice and easily as long as there's no overflow. This one's got a little bit of resin that's gone underneath, so I'll just have to maneuver that one very gently to get it out. I just love that gold just floating there. That's exactly the look I was after. Gorgeous. And again, no lip at the back because it just feels rounded, just smooth and rounded over the edges there, because I filled them up nice and high. All right, let's see if I can get this little heart out. Pouring your heart out. We get to take our heart out. Pop. There he comes, look at that. So cute. A little cute heart, hey? That one's probably better. That one's more 50-50 with the layers. I think if you put your top layer on a little bit deeper, then you don't have the problem of your gold poking through. So I'll remember that next time. All right, I'm going to try and get this last one out and I'll be right back. Got him. I just had to cut that little bit that was hanging over with my knife and got him out. There's a tiny little bit of resin stuck there, but I'm going to pop this in the freezer and see if I can get that out. Right, let's do the gold edge, shall we? Now I'm going to use this. Use my 18K leafing pen from Krylon, and I'm just going to go around all the edges. Really looks as if we've got gold on there. Anyway, let me just move this, hang on. Right, move the background so that we can actually see. Hopefully it'll focus. It's a bit dark, isn't it? I don't know why it's so dark in here. Right, I've just moved around the other side of the table. Put you underneath the big ring light. pretty close, isn't it? Now it's a little bit tricky getting into all the little crevices because this is, you know, the rock edge, which is lovely, but it takes a little bit more work just to paint the edges. But these pens are really good. Look at that. Gives you a gorgeous finish. And then what you do is just go over the very edge, so half of the pen on the edge and half off, and then you just run that along the very edge on the top, like so. Doesn't take very long at all. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? Just looks gorgeous, doesn't it? So pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish it. There's no point you watching me do the whole thing. It's just boring. Oh, it just looks amazing. Love it. All right, I'll set them up outside for a little photo shoot. And see you soon.